friends. We're back in the kitchen today at Redgate Ranch Homestead, and we're going to make a delicious cookie recipe. It's called Pecan Butter Balls. You're going to love it. Stay tuned and I'll show you exactly how to do this. This recipe calls for 2 sticks of butter, or 1 cup. And we're going to put that in the mixer. And we're going to cream that together. Okay, next we're going to put in 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. Now we're going to put in 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and we're going to add that slowly. Okay, next we're going to put in 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of good vanilla. We're going to mix that together. Okay. Now we're going to put in 2 cups of chopped pecans. That's a pretty stiff dough. Let's give it one more whirl. Okay, I think that's mixed together pretty well. Now it's time for us to get these on the cookie sheet. I've got a parchment lined cookie sheet here, and we're just going to take some of this dough and roll it up into really small bite-sized balls. About 1 inch maybe. And we're gonna put these in a preheated 300-degree oven. So they cook at a really low temperature. And they cook for about 20 minutes, or just before they start turning brown. I got this recipe from a very dear friend of mine. I worked with her at the very first job I ever had, and we worked in a place that made uniforms. She was working in inventory control, and I was in the desk next to her, and I would do the sales journal every day. And Joy and her husband were here in Atlanta because he was in the service at that time, and that brought them here from Missouri. So when he got out of the service, they went back home where their families are, and they raised a family of a daughter and a son, Ryan and Julie, and they're just a wonderful family. So Joy was so sweet. I can remember on Saturdays we'd get together when we weren't working, and we would go to fabric stores and we would get fabric to quilt. And she has become an avid quilter and made many beautiful pieces of art. I mean, to call them a quilt sort of takes away from them, but she truly is very artistic. She has a beautiful eye for color, and she's a good cook too. and she gave me this recipe, oh my goodness, some 40 years ago. And I have made it many times. And my youngest daughter, Elizabeth, it's one of her holiday favorites. So she might get to enjoy some of these if I don't eat them all before she comes by. But we'll finish these up and get them on the baking sheet, and we'll be back in just a bit. Okay, we've got the pecan butter balls all made out on this parchment lined baking sheet. We're going to put them in a 300-degree oven for about 20 minutes or until lightly brown. And I'll bring you back as soon as that's finished. Look at these. Okay, they're out of the oven, and while they're still warm, we want to put them in a bag of powdered sugar. I've got about 1.5 cups of powdered sugar in this bag. And I'm just going to do a few at a time. And this is what they look like. They're little heavenly bites. So I'm going to do the rest of these, and I'll show you what they look like as soon as I'm finished. Well, we've got all of the cookies with powdered sugar on them, and don't they look delicious? You can get the kids in the kitchen with you, and they can shake them up in that little plastic bag and put sugar on them, and they'll have a good time in the kitchen with you. But they're just lovely little cookies, and they're so delicious. They look like little snowballs. I think my little snowman cookie jar is going to be real happy to have these inside. And I just want to take a bite and let you see what they look like. They'll put a smile on your face. The buttery pecans and the powdered sugar that's not overly sweet. That's really delicious. This recipe made about 64. So I think I'm just going to sit here for a little while and have a few of these beautiful pecan butter balls. Until next time, we'll be here at Redgate Ranch Homestead. Bye, y'all.